Huzzah and welcome. I am Christian de Matteo, co-founder of Fugitive Poems, and I made a black and tan. I mean, it's right after St. Patty's Day. I got a bunch of Guinness, a bunch of harp laying around. The fuck am I going to do? I'm going to make a black and tan. And I'm a professional, so I'm going to drink it live on the air. It's sort of what I do. Welcome to another episode of The Art Will Not Be Changing, the Fugitive Poem Show. We have a repeat guest tonight who I am so excited about. I have found out some new stuff about him after I hired a private eye and got some really embarrassing information that I'm going to just drop on the show, and we'll see how he reacts to it. There are photos involved. It's going to be a mess. So, but before we do that, remember, while the show airs, so tonight, right now, look at that. Thank God it's a legit black and tan. My boy Tom Lynett. Oh, when Jeff comes on, I got to remind him. I got to tell him about what I threatened with Tom and him. Let's see. Typical writer drinking while podcasting. Damn Skippy. Remember, while the show is live for the hour that we are on, Fugitive Poems, Blood, Valkyrie in Vegas, the story of a young Vegas showgirl who goes to a party that turns into a satanic blood orgy. And River, the story of a drug dealer who gets his hands on a time machine and proceeds to fuck up the universe, are both available to you with the free Fugitive Poem sticker made by Evan Knapp with the art of James Lines on it. And just because I freaking love these, you'll get a parental advisory sticker to go along with it. I put this on my computer because that's where all my most heinous stuff ends up until it ends up in one of my comics. So remember, if you order now, and I'm wearing my Dirty Living shirt, $2.99, 5 issues, next one dropping next month. Story of a supernatural noir, a detective with a Walking Dead are far from the worst thing on his plate. It is wild, funny, and violent. Let's see. We got Tom Lynett. You didn't use Natty Bow and Michelob Dark and call it a black and tan. Now I want to try that. So if you go to Dirty Living right now and pay $2.99 for the subscription every 3 months, you'll get all 5 issues immediately. And it's a damn good thing. And if you do that, email me with your address and I'll send you a physical sticker as well. So, without further ado, doobie-doobie-doo, let's have our guest join us now. Please welcome Jeff Schiller.
What's up?
There he is, the man himself. The
Hell
man,
yeah.
the myth, the Kickstarter money maker motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm that, but I'm something, bro.
Congratulations, dude. The
Hey, man,
Elf
thank
with
you.
No Name, number 4. Your 10th, if I remember correctly, or 11th?
15th Kickstarter. Yeah.
Wow. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
15th Kickstarter has funded, and you've got 183 backers, folks, with 23 hours to go. Why do you think Jeff is on the show tonight? Because he loves my company? Yes, obviously. But also so that more people can find out about this incredible series. Folks, well, we're going to talk a little bit about where it came from, but this book is fantastic. I realized I'd gotten digital copies before, which I never remember to look at. So this time I got all 4 issues coming to me physical because Jeff is a crazy, crazy good writer. And so we're going to talk a bit about that and a bunch of other things. Before that, though, I need to... There we go.
There you go.
I found out today about you. We've got Joseph Fraser saying, "What's up?"
Yo, Joe, that's the guy that backs. He's one of my peeps for sure. I love me
Ah,
some Joe.
welcome, sir. I found out that after tonight's show, you're going to do stand up. I did not know that you did stand up. How long have you been doing that?
I started January 13th, so not that long. I've done it like 25 times so far.
So you're an old hand at it.
Yeah, really. But no, not really, not yet. But it's like it's one of those things though where I feel like I don't want anyone to even see me do it for another like till I do it 100 times at least, you know?
Wow. But
Yeah,
you've
because like
done it
people,
that many times already since January.
yeah, I try to do it like at least 3 times a week. Sometimes 5, 6 times a week. There was one week I had to take off because I had allergies, and it was just it was bad. And then, but other than that, yeah. So, like today I go up once. Yesterday I went up twice. Friday I'll go up once. Sunday I might go up twice. And there's other nights to go and stuff. It's like I just can't afford Ubers and all that stuff
There.
every night. So yeah, so
And I
it's one of
remember
those.
you said you don't drive because you have epilepsy.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I bring that up in my set, sometimes not. I'm trying to figure out more good epilepsy jokes. Like I have one where I'm like, having a seizure in front of your friends is a lot like crying in front of a girl because they're never gonna call your ass again. But yeah, like other than that, like I gotta build up more with it. But yeah, it comes up a little bit. But yeah, so like yeah, that fucks me up a bit. But my dad gives me rides usually to the open mics, and then getting home, I just usually Uber. But sometimes comedians give me a ride home and shit, so it's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so save some money. The real thing is everything's at a bar, so everyone wants you to buy like a drink for, you gotta support the show and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard not to drink it. And then it's like if you give it to someone else, it's also like, is that good? Like so whatever. But yeah, I've been drinking a lot more this year.
Oh no. I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had
Gotta
a
get that. Yeah.
big seizure at a friend's birthday party
Oh, no.
years ago. My fat ass, they said that the food was ready. So I ran into the house to be first in line to get it so I wouldn't lose out. I mean, I passed my children. I just blew by everybody. I go into the dining room and I grab the back of the chair, my head snaps up. I cannot put it back down, and then I'm out. And next thing I know, I'm surrounded by people. They're all looking down at me. I had no idea what happened, but all I could say was, "Did I piss myself?"
Did you?
And everyone looked at me for a moment and went, "No, no."
Nice. Yeah, I don't either, but I do bite the shit out of my tongue, which is not good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awful. And that stays with you for days.
Oh,
By the way,
yeah.
so we got Mark here. You do stand up. That's ironic. I intend to sit down all night.
There you go. There's actually this one guy in town named Reynolds, and he sits down. He always brings out like a stool and sits down and shit. And he's pretty funny. But last night we were all doing Wise Guys open mic, and he sat down, did his thing. Someone else came on. He's like, "That motherfucker said, hey, making this shit like it's hard." And I was like, "Oh," so that was funny. Everyone's always breaking balls, so that's fun, man. That's my favorite
Oh,
part is
dude.
actually like riffing on the other comics while when and remembering my set afterwards. But yeah.
I'm always jealous of artists that can also write and do lettering and do coloring, right? But the thing that we have as writers is we can write all kinds of shit, and your brain is churning out. Right, I get a story idea and I know what it is instantly. This is a comic, this is a screenplay, this is a novel, this is right, and
Yeah.
it's awesome that you're turning that to comedy. Um, let's see. I was there for that seizure. I asked a friend to hand me a
Yeah.
spoon to put in his mouth. Her drunk ass threw me an oven mitt. Fun times. I didn't know that.
Yo, so they say don't put any, even if you're not like me and bite on your tongue, which I don't know if everyone does or doesn't, but don't put shit in people's mouths because they might break their teeth and then they choke on the blood and shit like that. So that's like an old wives' tale, I think. So yeah, do
I
not do
did not know
that.
that.
Just make sure their
Aha.
head don't make sure their head doesn't hit the ground is the main thing I would say. Like,
Yeah, I
because
was
they're gonna
alone,
fall
so I
over.
didn't.
So, yeah. It's like, man, because I'm even trying to like think about like there's a lot of shit you can't do if I mean, you can do it if you don't give a fuck, but like I can't go swimming by myself. You know what I mean? But I want to go swimming. Although I guess in theory, it's always dangerous to swim by yourself. So whatever.
I can't
But
swim, so not an issue for me.
yeah, that would be dangerous. But
Christian is
what do you
kidding
mean
the
you can't
blonde with the
swim? Get the
black
fuck
belt.
out of here. Swim is the funnest thing ever, bro. We gotta teach you how to swim just so you can do like somersaults underwater and shit like that, bro. Like you're weightless underwater, man. It's so much fun.
I don't know. At this point, I think I still have weight underwater.
Yeah, that's rough. But you could we got you. We gotta teach you one day. We'll figure it out. There's enough material in these seizure stories, yeah. Cause that's the thing, for like public defender over here. But I'm trying to do there'll probably be like a seizure comic or two in there if I make a new public defender, but that'll be like next year or something. But yeah,
You keep putting them out because you are absolutely killing it. And we've got so that was Rufus Black, who is writing
Rufus.
Dido for Fugitive Poems Comics with artist Rob Toll and letterer Tom Lynett. So letterer Tom Lynett, I mentioned you on the show last week that you were coming on. And he's like, I know that guy. He's in Vegas. And he had been on 2 weeks in a row. So I'll tell you what, Tom, if you can manage to get on, be in his house next to him when I start, if you can somehow get your way in, I will make you the permanent co-host of the show.
Bro, that would be so funny if he just slides in right now. That would be one of the greatest podcast moments of all time.
Hi, I'm Tom Lynett.
Hey, I've been here all time. Yeah, I mean, you've been talking for like an hour or two, and I've been hiding him the whole time. Like that'd be amazing. Oh, bro, that would be fucking.
He said I made it to the truck stop on 93 in Kingman.
You almost got it, bro. Almost.
Yeah, well, I don't want to know what stopped you there.
Yeah, it would be fun. That's the kind of shit like, like Rick Glassman does on his podcast or something. Yeah, we would have pulled that off. We would be on the next level now.
Absolutely. So, Tom, you got to make this happen next time. We got Charlie Barry. We are here.
Yeah.
So, the elf with no name. For those of us, I have been here. For those who have not, who did not see the last time that you were on, which was awesome. What is the elf with no name? How would you throw it at somebody?
The Elf with No Name is a spin-off of my main series, Magic Powder. It's like a fantasy western. It takes place a few hundred years in the past. I don't want to be too specific yet because it's all going to tie into each other. I would say it's more of a hero's tale and like stuff like that than Magic Powder, which is more of an ensemble piece kind of thing. But the way I think about it when I write it is more like a video game. So like right now he's just picking up his members for his party. So the first part of the story is just him. Second part of the story, there'll be a lot more interaction with a group of friends and stuff like that. So you can see him outside of this element. Because I feel like, a lone wanderer in the middle of the desert cowboy story can only go so far. So it's got to evolve. So right now, the Elf with No Name is kind of like a spaghetti western, man with no name kind of inspired thing, but it's going to evolve from there in the next arc. And the next arc the first arc ends with issue 5, so we're almost there right now.
Mark Capitelli weighing in with Magic Powder was so fucking good. If you haven't read it, fix that. Ryan Moran is here saying hello. We are here because Ryan is Legion. Mark says, "Yo, Ryan." So you started with Magic Powder. And I advertised tonight's show under the banner of Elves, Drugs, and Cannibalism. So I'm definitely going to want to talk about that when we get to the picture. I'm going to want to hear some more about what seems to me to be cannibalism.
It is.
You build this like a video game, and I know that you're interested in RPGs as well. So do you see every issue as sort of a level up and next? I mean, are there big bads? How far do you take that?
Yeah, definitely. I would think as far as this goes, like, there's I don't know, more leveling up than ending guy kind of thing. Because I don't know if there's a final boss or anything like that. It's more like a Red Dead Redemption where everyone's kind of the same level, I guess, in a way. But you're learning more skills, or you're picking up more items, or you're interacting with more people who will come back around and give you something maybe in the future or stuff like that. I'm trying to think of how else it's like a video game, because it's like I keep saying because yeah, this is one thing I don't do is describe them out loud a lot. So this is interesting. Video game. Oh yeah, like I said, it's gonna be like turn into like an RPG. So right now it's like I said, a Red Dead kind of thing. And then it'll turn into almost like old school Final Fantasy, where it's like you pick up party members as you go, and you're like, all right, is this guy my enemy? Is this guy, or almost even like an anime with Dragon Ball, where it's like you fought a guy and then he became your best friend after you kick his ass and stuff like that. So like little things like that. I'm always that's a big inspiration I think on my storytelling in general. Like I like the your enemy becomes your friend type stuff, which I haven't done a lot of yet. So yeah, I want to do that in certain stories, just because yeah, Dragon Ball Z, I have it all the time. Like Piccolo became everyone's friend. Yamcha, all these motherfuckers, bro. Vegeta, like it's literally the whole thing. So that I don't know which inspired the other. I would guess Dragon Ball might have came out even before Final Fantasy. So it's
I
all
think it
inspired
did.
each other. Yeah, it's like because it's like
I
the early '80s, and then it's like fuck. So, yeah.
the by the way, Mark said, where is it? Do you all like seizure stories? Like and subscribe. I always forget to say that, folks. Subscribe to the Fugitive Poems channel. We do this every fucking week with incredible people like Jeff Schiller. And like the episodes, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, tell everyone. We've got a couple other people here. I thought Elves, Drugs, and Cannibalism just meant it was St. Patrick's Day special. Says our British member of the audience.
Now it makes me wonder if I should make a leprechaun character. Like, is that a thing? Should there be leprechauns in like? Because there's all kinds of weird things I can add. Leprechauns with it. I got to make them different than dwarves though, so I got to figure that out.
Oh, you got to fuck with the legends as well. You can't go full monster because the movie already did that, but you could play with
Oh,
them.
bro. So like on St. Patrick's Day, a few other comics and some friends and stuff. We're going to see Leprechaun 3, which I think is the one that takes place in Vegas at like a theater. But I just didn't want to spend like, $40 on a fucking Uber, man. So I didn't go. But man, I wanted to go. So I got to get to that
Those are
point in life
those are
where I don't think about it anymore.
great, terrible movies.
Yeah, it would have just been fun to bullshit and hang out.
Oh, no
So I don't ever
doubt.
do nothing. Like, although to be fair, driving around in Vegas on St. Patrick's Day is probably one of the most dangerous nights you could ever be out in a car. So maybe I was better off being home.
That makes sense. That's true. Christian, hit me with that sexy Kickstarter starter link, baby. And I did. It is right there. So let's we're talking about it. Let's jump over and take a look at this
Oh,
sexy baby. So we're gonna
oh
share
yeah.
screen here. Pop over to the Elf with No Name number 4. Sitting right now at a beautiful $5,358, which means, folks, you back this book, you're gonna get it. And
Yep.
oh boy, are you gonna get it.
Not only
It
that,
is
but people, if anyone here is listening, that has backed Magic Powder 7, they're waiting for their physical copies. I'm pretty sure they're in America now, and they're in California, so they should be here soon. So you'll be getting those pretty soon too. It's about to be a little double fulfillment going on, so I'm pretty excited about that. 'Cause there's some spots on my wall that need to be filled, so I'm gonna get that going.
double fulfillment. I knew a girl who liked that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
this is very cool. Let's take a look at the art. Always wows me because it goes so well with your wild concepts. Here right off the bat. What are we looking at behind the elf with no name? What is this
So
Kirby looking motherfucker?
I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I guess it shouldn't be on the cover if you don't want to talk about it. So basically, this is inspired a bit by Final Fantasy, like this look anyway. So it's kind of like Black Mage inspired. The hat is a little too sombrero for my liking. I asked it to be less sombrero, and they did it a little less sombrero, but it's still sombrero. So I don't want but it's like this is basically all the fairies as a hive mind type thing, and you'll see how they actually are because like fairies are basically celestial. They're you can kill them, but they'll be reborn with their memories and stuff like that. And the thing is like they're I don't know what the term is, but they can basically like they don't have a sex. They can all reproduce and all that kind of stuff. And then so like this is the first time you're gonna meet fairies in the whole story because magic powder comes from fairy dust. So now you're gonna find out a lot more about what that means and who they are and why it's magical and shit like that. So this issue is a big step in telling you a lot about magic powder and about the Alpha No Name's journey and why he's here. But then you're gonna see also the personality of fairies. Are they all the same? You're gonna see now. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And so like right here, he's gonna meet them for the first time. So he's like freaking out. He's never met them before. He's heard about them in books and stuff like that. Maybe he's seen. I don't know if they have video yet. It's a Western, but it's also anachronistic since it's a different world. So maybe they have. Well, first of all, magic lets you see through people's eyes too. So does he know how to do that yet? Has he learned that spell yet? We don't know. So there's certain things you learn just through that. But anyway, what you're looking at here is a giant fairy hive mind, essentially.
Man, it is so it's so exciting to hear you talk about this because I hear you both teasing the possibilities and already fucking with the next chapter in your head. Like I'm hearing you say, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? And I love that this is tumbling out. And this tumbled out of Magic Powder, which is on its, did you say 7th issue?
Yeah, 7th issue's done. Digital copies up at getmagicpowder.com, or here you can get it on the Kickstarter campaign. You get the physical copy as well. But 8th issue is in production right now. So yeah, that's coming this year, and that'll be awesome.
So folks, these are 2 series that are connected, but going on at totally different periods in time. By the way, about the fairies, my Black Sabbath loving buddy Tom wants to know if they wear boots.
Not these ones. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing you're gonna see basically. I mean, I guess I can tell you guys a little bit, but essentially the elf meeting these fairies is gonna lead to fairies basically kind of separating from the hive mind more so and becoming more individual. And so they will maybe start having fashion senses and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be a little different because right now they're not even wearing clothes. So yeah, the free sticker everyone's gonna get since we hit our stretch goal it's on my Instagram, which is a Jeff Schiller. I seen someone asked. My Instagram is a Jeff Schiller. Website getmagicpowder.com. If you're looking for me on social media, it's always a Jeff Schiller. Someone called me AJ the other day. I'm like, I don't think they get how the name works.
But however, I don't want you. I don't want you to get too high-minded on yourself. They weren't asking about you. When I mentioned the double fulfillment girl, Mark asked, "That's disgusting. What's her name?"
Right.
And number. And Claudio followed up with an Instagram and Facebook.
Now it makes a lot more sense.
As exciting as you are, I think I may have distracted them.
Well, I think that was hilarious, and I totally missed it, so that sucks. But now I guess it's funny missing it too. Now they're laughing at me. So that's always good. But yeah, what were we talking about? Fairies, boots.
Let me ask you this: if I back the Elf with No Name, and I get issues 1 through 4, which is what I did, people, and you should too, unless you have them already. And I've never read Magic Powder. Am I in the story? Am I going to get it, or am I out in the woods?
Yeah, you don't need to read Magic Powder at all. They don't need to be read. But if you do want Magic Powder, also, like I said, it's an add-on. It's not part of the rewards. So it's just in case, because some people they see too many rewards and they get like overwhelmed. So I try not to put too many rewards on the page. But yeah, basically, if you start Elf with No Name from issue number 1, you can read it all. Then you can start Magic Powder number 1, and then you can go back. Like it doesn't matter how you read it. I would just say always start with issue 1, but other than that, it doesn't matter. But the more you know, I think the more you'll like Elf with No Name because the world building is part of it.
Mark says worth it and add it on. Absolutely.
Add it on. I like it.
So what is I put you on the spot about Elf with No Name. So let me put you on the spot about Magic Powder. This is the impetus for everything. This is your COVID baby, if I remember correctly.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What is Magic Powder?
Magic Powder is basically my answer to the failure of Game of Thrones. I was like, what is fantasy going to be for people who don't like fantasy? So I was like, all right, you got Game of Thrones, you mix it with The Sopranos, the 2 biggest HBO shows ever. What do you got? And then you got, I took the humans out of it. So I did a little bit more Dungeons and Dragons, Shadowrun types of world. But even those have humans. So I'm basically the only one I think that doesn't have humans, which is fun. But other than that, yeah, it's basically just a crime story that takes place on a fallen empire. So I was watching Gomorrah, which inspired me heavily, and it takes place in
the Italian show, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it takes place in Italy, just on the ancient ruins of Italy, basically, but it's in project building. So it's basically like The Wire, but in a place that's way older and built upon compared to our country. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. So when I seen that, I was inspired, but I was also thinking Earth has so many stories already told about it. You know what I mean? Fargo and all these other great crime stories, The Godfather, whatever, Scarface, people love, things like that. So I'm like, what could I do differently than everyone else? So I'm like, I want to tell a crime story, so I'm gonna have to make up my own fucking world. So I just went with that, and it's been fun, like coming up with all the lore and stuff like that. Like, what's the difference between a dwarf and all these things? Like, and like we're gonna talk about with the cannibalism and stuff like that. Like, who's cannibals? So it's basically just orcs eat anything. So they're like a fucking trash compactor. They don't give a fuck.
Well,
So yeah,
let's get to that then. One of the
okay.
really cool things, folks, is that Jeff puts a shit ton of pages from the book in. This panel cracks me up. That horse's head. And the irony of it being a horse when he's apparently hung like one
Oh,
blocking
bro.
him is
Yeah.
absolutely hysterical.
Shout out to my artist Jeff Fulsham on that one. He nailed it. That introduction right there is based on the Blood Meridian because there's a character called the Judge, and they talk
Yes.
about it in the book. Like, how did you meet him? And they were like, we came upon him like a baby, naked in the fucking middle of the desert. And so that's
What?
kind of what this is based on. The horse, the name Horse the Orc is based on the band Horse the Band. I was like, it's funny if his name's Horse the Orc. And then,
Ah,
yeah. So I don't know if he's evil like the Judge or if he's not evil like the Judge. I mean, maybe I do, maybe I don't, but no one else knows. But yeah, if anyone who's read Blood Meridian might get the reference. But yeah, it's a fun little
dude,
reference.
I already loved you, and now you're talking Cormac McCarthy. You are in my heart, sir.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love it. I
lord.
love it. One of
Are
my
you gonna have
favorite.
a dead baby tree in the book eventually?
I mean, it is Magic Powder Universe. Shit's gonna get fucked up, but maybe not that fucked up. I don't ever want to get to the point where it's like Dr. Melfi and Sopranos, in the parking lot. Like, there's certain things you don't want to do especially in a comic book, because Berserk did. I mean, Berserk did it. I mean, there's things you can do that are super fucked up, but I don't know. I'm more like not that fucked up. I don't want to give anyone nightmares from this anyway.
Well, the person who would absolutely not want nightmares is my sister Sabina, who's here hoping there's enough dopamine here so she can clean the kitchen again. Last time she signed on, the entertainment of the show gave her the drugs she needed to clean the kitchen. So
There
we
you
need
go.
to be dopamine suppliers. That magic powder.
Yeah, gotta hit it hard, definitely. And that's another thing about this part of the universe. It's like people don't even realize what they're really on top of here because it's kind of petrified fairy dust, so it's just dirt, they think. But the sorcerers know. Like in this issue, especially, like you'll see the elf in black just flying around and talking about like I don't need shit. I got all this underneath me already and stuff. So then it's like she's basically already the most powerful elf that's ever lived, and now she's coming up against the elf with no name. Probably I mean, not probably next issue, literally in issue 5. That's the end of the first arc. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited to show people how that goes because he's pretty much a novice at this sorcery shit. He's an apprentice and he just got a little idea in his head and he went crazy and now he's in a place he doesn't really understand and he's doing shit he doesn't really understand with people he doesn't really understand. So we'll see how it works out for him. But so
It's a
far,
great place for a writer to have a character because it can go anywhere. I have
yeah,
a
definitely.
very intellectual question to ask you. This gentleman in the bottom right, is that Bob Ross by way of Gimli?
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. But no, he's yeah, that's actually a good point. But he's Rondon, he's from last issue. He's a dwarf champion. He's from the traveling lucha dwarves. So yeah, he's a just a
I love
championship
them.
wrestler.
I love that. I love the
Yeah.
luchadors.
Yeah, that's one of it's like the dwarf father. Like there's certain ones I come up with where I'm like, ooh, that's good, and I could use that. But the traveling luchadors comes from, obviously luchadors or whatever, but also the traveling Wilburys. So it's like that's where the name comes from.
Jeff, holy shit, we have all the same influences.
Yeah, bro. And it's like I just try to get as many references in as I can when I'm writing shit because it's just fun. It's fun to be like, and then I can talk about it, for instance, on here or when I'm on, Blue Sky or one of these social medias. I can be like, oh, this is based on this, and then like, ooh, So it's like it's fun to have little references tucked in. And then be like, for
Oh,
instance, now we have something in common. You know what I mean? Like it's like that
yeah.
kind of so people can relate more and shit like that. So
Yeah.
everything,
Oh,
because
my God.
even Rondon is what it's basically like when someone said Rajon Rondo's name wrong, and that's how I
Ah,
got that name.
oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, I believe that's whose name they fucked up. So yeah, and then so right here, this orc, He's based on this guy, Gary from Naked and Afraid, who will basically eat anything when it goes rancid, even though he's in like a camp of people who are like, that's not healthy, blah, 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 you stink, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm eating this shit. So that's what this little scene's about. But orcs in general will eat anything, especially earlier in time. They're not exactly the most civilized creatures, especially when it's just them. And there's no what you would call it, genetic women orcs. Like they all just get born out of lava inside of volcanoes. So it's just a bunch of crazy dudes basically living on islands, and then eventually they, like any other civilization came to them and things happened, whatever.
Well,
I'll tell those stories later on, but
what would men be if we had no women to impress?
yeah,
I mean
monsters.
I think
It's
that's
just
exactly what you're
gross.
describing as the orc.
Yeah, totally.
There
That's
is
totally
no
what it is.
pretense for me to put up. I don't have to behave.
Nope. Yeah, I
I
got
don't have to be
nothing to prove.
sensible.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it'd be
this means there's a
hilarious.
culture that has no women to impress, so they are just whatever the fuck they want to be, no matter
Yeah.
how disgusting.
Yeah, so if you do see any orcs that are ladies in the stories, it's like it obviously it's like a trans orc, they're just like they decided to be a woman, stuff like that. But that's so far I don't think there's any. There's actually been some trans characters. I don't think there's been any orc ones though. But not so far on the panel anyway. But yeah, orcs are fucking nuts, and like that's like the history of it's fun, but it's like I don't know when to reveal it. It's like maps. I don't want to show anyone maps yet, because for instance, what happens in the Elf with No Name is gonna affect the map for Magic Powder, so it's like a spoiler almost. So it's like I don't even want to put out a map yet.
Oh,
Like a
now,
lot of
see,
shit.
folks, this is what I'm talking about. These two stories take place in such different time periods, but they are coming together plot wise, concept wise. Mark says, "Holy cow, I'd be utterly revolting, even
I
more
love
so."
the utterly, yeah. Holy cow. Yeah, that's great.
This is what I love about this series. And so now we have cannibalism. The other thing I almost wrote in the title was the giant sperm in the sky. What are we looking at?
So to me, it reminds me of Dragon Ball Z when they're flying. But that's funny now that you say it looks like sperm because it does. That's not. I don't know. Maybe that is on purpose. I'll have to ask the other Jeff. But yeah.
Psychoanalyze your artist.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's not on purpose, then he's got a therapist he can talk to about it, I think. But basically, right here, we have the elf in black and her valet taking her around in a boat that they took on the water, but now they're on the desert and they don't want to walk, so they're just using the power to fly. But later on in this issue, you'll find out the elf with no name can't fly, and he says it's super dangerous, and that's how a lot of people die. So he's like, it's just seeing them flying around like this with ease shows how much different the power scale is between the two of them, or the three of them, really, because she's not even using her powers. He's flying her around. She's not wasting her time flying them. So yeah.
When you talk about this, and we talked last time you were on about plotting versus pantsing. But you when you talk about this, the incredible amount of thought you have put into each character, it does feel almost like a D&D game where you have developed their traits, their characteristics. Do you do this while you're writing? Do they emerge, or do you build your characters beforehand and then, so to speak, put them on the board?
Yeah, I would say it basically comes to me in the pre-writing usually, like before I put them on this page and stuff. Like for instance, these two are kind of inspired by like Stannis and Davos in Game of Thrones. So it's like, but it's also inspired by different things. Like also like the way it works with sorcerers and stuff is like you are the apprentice until you become the more powerful one, and then they're basically your valet at that point. Oh, we just got a backer. Um, but yeah,
Nice.
so hey yo, bing bing bing. But but yeah, so fucking yeah, so like for instance, yeah, with each character, either they're inspired by something in my life or something else, or I just like need a character that fits a certain mold, and then I build them in my mind. Like, how are they an orc or are they a goblin, whatever, as far as this world goes. But like, I've never like rolled die or anything like that to see what their fucking stats are. It's more like that's more pantsed, I guess. But even still, like I said, it's like when I make them, I know where they fit on the power scale of the story. Like even Magic Powder, like when Jaw's fucking around, he's killing everybody or whatever. Like Duchesne's coming. Duchesne's mentioned in the very first page, I think, So at least the first issue, and so it's like, who the fuck is that? And then you find out in the last issue of the first arc, this is an elf who fucking is banging a giant mermaid queen and fucking living in the ocean, and he looks kind of like a dwarf, but you don't know why. I know why he looks like a dwarf, but and there's the whole thing about that, and it's like, so yeah, it's just even her, like the mermaid, she's super powerful, and like they live long, like it's like the ages, all these things, like it's just fun building it. But yeah, most of it I came up with before the story started. But then certain things like gargoyles, for instance, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna add a gargoyle. I didn't have that planned out 5 years ago, but now I've had it planned out for like 2 years. So yeah, I've been excited about that. So Magic Powder 8, you're gonna see the first gargoyle, stuff like that. You're gonna maybe see the first griffin in issue 5 of this, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's just fun, and certain things, because the longer it takes to write an issue, the more time I have to develop anything about it. So sometimes it's better that way. I'm not rushing through each issue, so I can come up
Well,
with more stuff.
speaking of rushing, your almost stalker Tom Lynott says, as they say in Russia, I have pledged skied. So
Thanks,
there you
Tom.
go. And folks,
Hell
you
yeah.
should be back in this book, and it would be exceptionally cool if after you backed, you popped in the chat like Tom did to tell us what you got. Let's see, completely unrelated. Jeff is giving Hardy vibes. I don't know why, but that's a compliment. Do what you will with that.
Wait, which Hardy? Jeff Hardy, or wait, which Hardy?
Singer Hardy, the
Okay,
country
okay.
singer.
I don't know Hardy. No, but that's interesting. Someone told me I reminded them of something too. I could look it up. I don't remember who it was. It was some fucking random thing my artist told me I reminded them of, because they see the picture of me doing stand up. I'm like, oh, I thought this was this other person. I'm gonna look up who they were saying.
Yeah, you got to tell me who it
Um,
was.
yeah. So the elf in black right here. She's gonna, she's a badass. So you basically, if you scroll down, I think it's the first time you get to see her actually like bust her power out a little bit. Um, it's basically, I think, if you see the page, Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, just scroll down a little bit to when
Oh,
she
sorry.
starts
I
whooping
was
on the
Mark called out Sabine as being drunk again. I was distracted by that. All right, here we go. This page we're looking at.
Yeah. Now keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We're gonna see the elf in black whooping
Folks,
some
look at
ass.
this art.
So yeah, right here. So this dwarf comes up, and this is the first F-bomb in the series. So the fuck you doing, my water, that kind of thing. And so you don't want to piss her off. So the next page right here, after this, just covered in dish soap. And then boom, she just flings his ass, twists his gun into nothing, and she's like, "You better sit the fuck down, motherfucker." So
Oh
not
man.
bad. So the guy, my artist said, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was a pic of BBNO money sign. What the fuck is? I don't even know what that is.
BBNO money sign?
Yeah, so it must be like a streamer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not hip enough to have any idea who that is.
And then he showed me a picture, and I'm like, oh, I guess that kind of does look like me a little. I
Sabina
mean, we haven't seen
said, one, I'm not drunk, I'm covered in dish soap, and two, Hardy is the voice of a
Voice
generation,
of a
a redneck
generation.
awesome generation.
I'm gonna look him up right now. I want to see what
Oh,
I
yeah.
look like.
Check out the song Truck Bed. It's fantastic.
Interesting.
We actually saw him live at Madison Square Garden. He was great.
Damn it, MSG. That's dope. That's funny. I can see it a little bit.
Dude, I
See it a little bit.
saw
That looks pretty
Rage
big.
Against
That's all
the
I was saying.
Machine at MSG.
Get the fuck out of here. That's dope.
And Run the Jewels opened for them. And I got to hear them the first time ever singing their song, Run the Jewels, live at the Garden that they'd written years ago for the first time at the Garden. It was so freaking cool.
That's fucking nuts, man. Nah, that's cool. I went to, where is it? I don't think you can see it in this camera angle, but I got to see my favorite band Refused in Brooklyn last year, and they were on their like they reunited just to do a farewell tour, which was dope, and it was the first fucking show of the tour, and they weren't coming to Vegas, and so I just flew back to Jersey, stayed with my mom, and then I went to Brooklyn, and man, that was dope. But yeah, it's not MSG. I mean, they don't let punk bands usually play MSG, but man, I
No.
want some. But Rage Against the Machine is as punk as it gets, basically. So I mean, I don't think a lot of people consider them punk, but I mean, what they're saying is
So
punk.
not only did we see that
Yeah.
with Run the Jewels, but it was Rage's. They canceled the entire tour after that night.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's a rare ticket you got there. Yeah.
And then they broke up again.
Yeah, again.
So
Yeah, because they got back. They even tried to
Yep.
reform the tour like 3 times, and they were like, "Fuck it, we hate each other again." Yeah.
Mark says that is where you can learn about the hottest new releases in the world of indie comics. Oh, this is where. Like, subscribe and ding the bell so you never miss an episode. Folks, like, subscribe, ding the bell. I don't even know what that means, but trust
There's
motherfucking
a little
Mark.
bell that makes like subscribing is not enough anymore. You have to hit the extra subscribe where it's like you'll get notifications about it. It's like what the fuck? That's why I subscribed, you asshole.
Well, see, listen to Jeff. Jeff fucking knows. I don't know. Jeff fucking knows.
Actually, you know what? You want to be funny? Go to the top and play the video because the video is hilarious. Have you seen my video?
I wonder how it'll transfer across here, though.
If it sucks, we'll just turn it off. But just to show kind of
Oh, I
let them
have seen
like
the video. I know what this
okay,
is.
yeah,
Okay, let's do a quick refresh.
okay, perfect.
All right. And let's see. Do I have to do anything? Let me end this and then reset up. Is there a sound button? Share sound. Also share. Yes, there is. All right, folks. Let's see if this works.
See, there's my refuse poster, by the way. Who was there?
All right, I am doing it.
Let's go.
Hello, humans. It is I, John Goblicon, host of the #1 comedy
Folks,
podcast
let me know if you
in the
can't hear
world,
this.
if you do not Google it. And I'm here to tell you all about your next favorite comic book. It's called The Elf with No Name. By the way, I went to college with a couple elves. Good guys, very misunderstood. Maybe that's what this comic book is all about. This is from the very talented Jeff Schiller, and that's why he's launching this Kickstarter. Okay, this is going to be the #4 issue, okay? All black issues are available.
Black
This is a fantasy western spinoff from his main series, Magic Powder. Yeah, that's what they used in the 80s to get the actors to be so funny. Magic Powder. Anyways, did you know you could buy a cameo so you yourself could end up in this comic? Oh my God. I know what you're thinking. Pretty crazy. So why don't you help out this Kickstarter? Buy The Elf with No Name when it's available and do it right now. I gotta text my friend the Elf, Johannes.
Yeah, shout out to John Goblicon, baby.
Oh my! I love that. I said, "Don't wait, hold on. Well, there's a lot happening here.
They're all coming for you.
Just visual, no visual, just audio, and then got it kind of,
Yeah,
and then refer fixes. Let's see. Good job figuring out the Tech Gen X. Thanks, kid. Says, don't lump us in with him, millennial. And Evan Knapp is here saying excellente. So this character is fantastic.
So John Goblicon is a comedian. So he's out of California. He's played by a guy named Dave Rispoli, or is he? Another comedian, and he's got a dope podcast and stuff. So I hit him up and I was like, "Hey man, would you be down to do my Kickstarter video?" And we made it happen. So it's pretty awesome.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I cracked up when I saw that.
Yeah, man. And then he went through some jokes in and stuff, like the whole magic powder joke and shit. The only thing he said back issues, he said black issues. Other than that, at least he got my name right. I was way happier.
Yeah, I wondered. I was like, what are the black issues?
I like the idea that now I'll start doing black issues. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The Black Album, baby.
That was a great video, by the way, Mark says. All right, so something big just came up there. And folks, I'm going to put the link in the chat again. And I'm going to say it before Mark tells me to again. Like and subscribe to the Fugitive Poems channel and ring the fucking bell or whatever it is. And then go to the link I just put in the chat and back this fucking series. Get as many issues you can. Charlie says black. And we've got the front man from Necrogoblicon, isn't he?
Damn right he is. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. John Goblicon. They're going on tour. If you're gonna go see the badass band.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that Rufus knew. And ding the fucking bell.
Yeah, ding it, baby. Ding it.
Ding it.
That's just funny,
and then
bro.
get to that link and back this because why? Because what? One of my favorite tiers in the campaign, you can have a cameo in the book.
Also, you can be cameo in the back cover. So, like, instead of waiting for issue 5, which will probably be next year, you can be on the back cover of this issue, which we're gonna print by the end of the month. Well, the end of next month, not the end of next month, by the beginning of the month, because it's 2 weeks basically from tomorrow that I'll get the money. So everything should be done by then. We just got to get all the cameos figured out, draw them on the back cover, and the advertisement that my buddy bought. I got to figure that out. I mean, he pretty much figured that out already. We've been talking about today. So yeah, those are the only things that need to be done. The cover's done. The sketch cover's done. All the art's done. My sister's got to do the thank you page, obviously, because we don't know who's going to be on that yet, but that takes 10 minutes. We just got another backer. Hey, 185.
Who's that? Shout yourself out, folks.
Yeah, please do. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Thanks everybody who's been helping out. But yeah, that John Goblicon shit, bro. I'm still so happy about that video because my videos suck anyway. I'm just like, hey guys, I'm sitting here like in this room, like whatever. So like the fact that he did it was fun. And then there was another comedian in California named Jetski Johnson. So she has ads on her podcast. So I bought an ad on that. And the reason I even knew who she was because she had an ad on John Goblicon's podcast. So it worked out pretty funny. But she's like talking about the ad for my comic. And then she played the video of John and she was like, oh, this guy's got connections. So it was like funny. Like now I'm like in their little world. So that's fun.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool. We got such an influencer. Like and subscribe. Fugitive Poems gets you backers. Get on the show and back your comics. Folks,
yeah, it does.
The goal of Fugitive Poems, I want to get my shit out there with James and Mark. We love it. We love creating, but we want to get everyone else's shit out there too. The incredible talent in the indie comic world, folks like Jeff, and you seeing this man's fucking mind work. This guy has got this concept. He's plotting it out. You can hear the excitement in the creation. You can hear his influences. You can hear how he's doing new stuff in it. There's a ton of us out there in indie comic world. And what the goal of Fugitive Poems is, and this show, is to give a platform to folks like Jeff and myself so people can see that you fucking know what's happening at Marvel. You fucking know what's happening at DC. You have no idea what's happening in the indie world where there is crazy shit. I don't know if I mentioned a Vegas showgirl goes to a party that turns into a satanic blood orgy. I mean, when the last time Marvel said that? Come on. We have got dwarves. We got fairies making magic powder that people don't even realize is a drug for the longest time. And then kaboom, like the gold rush. Yeah. We have an industry exploding and all the wildest creatures. Guys, Jeff doesn't have a fucking human in this book. You know how no one in Hollywood would have the cojones to make a story without a human in it, right? It's got to be the main character is a human, and then you can have all the freaks around. No, Jeff went for it, and this is indie comics, people. We got, what's this? Wasn't that on the Hallmark Channel? Yes. Yeah, Blood Valkyrie in Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be so funny if that's like they fucking turn into some other thing, but they actually pay you millions of dollars. It's like, all right, well, it is actually a Hallmark movie. What are you gonna do?
The meet cute is when the demon's got a fist up her ass.
Oh baby. So it's funny that you have a Vegas like horror kind of theme thing going on because my next comic that's coming out, I got a grant for it last year, and the artist for the Elf with No Name, Jeff Fulsham, is doing the art for it right now, and it'll probably be the next Kickstarter I do. It's called Nevada Day, and it takes place in Vegas. Nevada Day in Vegas is Halloween, so like we used to get school off, so that's why like it's kind of like instead of Halloween I call it Nevada Day because the original script was a spoof of Halloween, and I wrote it in like 2006. But then when I got this grant, I decided to do something totally different. So this is more of a it's kind of like St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but for vampires. I would say that's how I would describe it. So yeah, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be a lot of killing vampires, a little from Dusk Till Dawnish, or even the movie Vampires with James Woods, a little bit inspired by that.
But I love that a lesser known John Carpenter movie. Absolutely John phenomenal.
Yes, sir. It's very underrated. And even James Woods is probably my favorite. Right? Wait, say that one more time.
John Bon Jovi, if memory serves.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's the sequel, I believe. I believe that's the sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm not sure if John Carpenter had anything to do with that other than getting some money. But maybe I didn't.
Exactly. Well, she was for the big city. Yeah, so it's a rom-com.
Awesome. Perfect.
So, folks, you're hearing it here first. I have to ask a big question as a red folks, writers and comic creators out there. You're going to want to listen to this. You just said you got a grant. How did that happen?
So the Nevada Arts Council had a thing where you could just sign up for project grants and you explain what your project is and blah 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 blah. So first of all, making it Nevada Day was part of the idea. It's like they're gonna give you it if you make it Nevada themed stuff like that. So I got the thing, but with all the stuff going on with the government, they kept saying maybe there wouldn't be funding, stuff like that, and the funding kept getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. But eventually, I did get it, and so I paid the artist, and I still got to pay Max when he does the cover, but I don't know what the cover is going to be yet, so I haven't really commissioned him yet. But I still have the money for that when I'm ready. And then this year, I tried to do another project grant for Public Defender, and then they hit me up and they're like, we no longer have funds for these projects and blah, 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 blah. But I'm sure there's a bazillion other grants in the world, maybe not even ones from our government. But yeah, so at least I got in at the end of this little gimmick and I got a comic out of it. So I'm pretty excited.
Is it a one shot?
Yeah, it's just going to be like a little graphic novel, graphic novella. Depends. It's going to be less than 50 pages, but more than 30 pages. And then,
Oh, that's exciting, dude.
it could go in other stuff. We'll see, but the story itself is more like because I have a lot of like you said, one shot ideas or graphic novel ideas where it's like it would just be one story, self-contained, doesn't need issues, stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. Do you
Well,
need to be anywhere near Nevada? Yeah, you had to. Yeah, same content for sure.
This is a one shot.
Hell
I
yeah.
just had the idea for this wild gore fest, actually Dust Till Dawn feeling, Slaughter Insanity. This one is the first issue of a series. There's a whole arc to it, but you kind of know what you're doing. Now I could totally write related pieces to this, but this is a self-contained story because I didn't feel like it needed more than that. I'm like, I just want this to be a in and out, knock you on your ass experience, and it sounds like that's what you're doing. Rufus wants to know if you need to be anywhere near Nevada to qualify, i.e., the same continent.
Yeah, in this case, you had to like be a resident for at least 6 months or something like that. But other ones are like I said, there's all kinds, man. There's ones for different ages. There's probably ones for getting in late and stuff. Like they're all over the place if you Google grants. A lot of people don't even know they exist. And it's not a loan; it's a grant, so you don't have to pay it back, stuff like that. Obviously, you got to put it on your taxes, but even then, you don't get taxed. I'm pretty sure. Probably depends on the grant. Mine's like a federal grant, so that has something to do with it. Or mine's actually, I don't know if it counts as federal. I don't know what the fuck. I got to talk to my accountant about that. That's another thing. That's a big thing. People ask me about when I'm doing Kickstarters and stuff. They're like, "Hey, man, I got some questions. Can I ask you some questions?" And then they're always like, "What about the taxes?" I'm like, "Bro, don't ever take tax advice from a fucking indie comic person ever. Get an accountant. Talk to a fucking accountant. That's all I can tell you, bro. Don't get it from me." Because if you fuck something up, you're gonna blame someone else. Like, no, man. Just go ask someone.
I'm going to my accountant tomorrow morning, dude, and all my fugitive home shit is in a row. Because I'm an artist. I don't know anything practical for life.
Yeah, that's the one problem with like me. Like I have to run everything, so it's like, I gotta be every part of it, bro. Like I wish I was just the artist, but it's like
I'm an artist mentally.
No,
So
definitely.
I'm the co-founder and the writer, but I don't fucking know business like that. No, you go to the accountant. Nope.
Yeah, definitely. Always. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and that shit changes on the fly sometimes. So like what probably could be different. Like unless you know about the changes. So anyway, yeah, don't ever get tax advice from a fucking other creator. Always get it from someone else. And as far as like contracts and stuff like that go, talk to a lawyer. Blah blah blah. Like it's all obvious, bro. Don't ever.
Ain't
like everyone wants an easy answer.
Down with GDI.
There you go. I mean, I ain't gonna argue with that. Get the pirate flag. I put my pirate flag up too. Like we're good, baby. I'm down.
So the campaign is going beautifully for folks. I'm refreshing. 23 more hours. If you're watching this pre-recorded, hold on, I just lost Jeff. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. There he is. If you're watching this after it's aired, you missed it. Unless, Jeff, will there be late orders? I forget what they're calling them now.
Not late pledges on Kickstarter, just because I don't want to fuck with them and all their bullshit, beta bullshit. But if you do want it, you could either hit me up, Jeff Schiller, all over social media, or wait a couple weeks and it'll be on getmagicpowder.com.
All right, so there you go. All the socials. I just put it in the chat at Jeff Schiller. I put the Kickstarter link back in the chat, folks. He came on the show as the Kickstarter was ending. So get on it now. If you're watching this later, no problem. Hit him up on social, right? And then, sorry, Jeff, what is that website again?
GetMagicPowder.com.
GetMagicPowder.com. Go on and get your drugs right there. Shipped to you somehow legally. Your next comic, your next Kickstarter, is it in the Magic Powder Elf with No Name world?
Nope.
Or
my first
what
Earth.
is it?
It's the first one that takes place on Earth because it's Nevada Day, so it takes place in Vegas.
Oh, that's Nevada Day.
Yeah, Nevada Day is my next one. And then the next one after that will be Magic Powder 8.
Guys, I have been a fan. I actually, we've got a lot of people, which is really cool and flattering, reaching out right now to be on the show, which I'm digging the hell out of. I reached out to Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love talking to Jeff. I am down with the shit he's creating. The man is a dynamo. Ryan's out there saying hell yeah to drugs. There we go. The guy is a dynamo, and here's the cool thing. I don't have everyone on the show that I know making comics. There we go. There's some people doing shit that's not my thing, and I'm proud of them, but I can't hype everything that, because some stuff's not my thing. Jeff shit is fucking good. It's exciting. It's interesting. It's got that thing. Dude, watch this episode and the last one he was on, and he will name check everything cool in the world. We talked about the Outlaw Josie Wales last time. He mentioned The Wire tonight. We've got all this. If we can get a little Jeremiah Johnson in there. Yep. Folks, you want to back this book. Whoa, what? Because you will get your Kickstarters back, baby. That's right. That's why you want to be on the show. Come on, tell us what we're doing. But I reached out to Jeff because I want you guys to see what Jeff is doing. And apparently he is being seen. Jeff, anything you want to plug? Anything else you want to plug? Where are you going to be tonight?
Tonight I'll be at the Stakeout Bar in Vegas, bro, doing some open mic stuff. Unless you want to watch 30 other comics, I wouldn't really rush out tonight. I mean, $2 Rolling Rocks, but yeah, fucking yeah, it's mostly open mic shit. Once I start getting real shows, that'll be different. But yeah, last night I did about 8 to 9 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. Someone actually filmed it for me. I only watched it. I didn't even want to listen to it. But I also did 3 minutes at another place. But yeah, 8 to 9. That was like the longest I was ever up on the stage. Was yesterday. That was fun. Because like you just gotta get past the point about giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna bomb whatever, but it's like you don't gotta rush. You don't gotta, feel like you gotta respond to every little heckle and things like that. Although it's hard not to. And just it's just fun, man. I wish I didn't wait so long.
Crowd work or stay on script?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like tonight, I'll probably, depending when I go up, I'll probably like make some jokes about other comedians and stuff. Be like, oh yeah, or if there's a reference to one of my jokes, I can make. I always try to make it, stuff like that. Yeah, man, it's fun.
Stakeout Bar, Las Vegas, Nevada. Go see Jeff tell jokes and get drunk. You, not Jeff. Well, maybe both.
Yeah, maybe both. Yeah, I mean, feel free to buy me a $2 beer to celebrate the Kickstarter. But yeah, it'll be awesome, man.
Everyone get drunk.
Yeah, let's get it, baby. Get loose. Last night I definitely had a lot to drink. It was fun. Yeah, because I was pretty happy when we funded. So figured, because at first I was like, maybe I'll get a bottle of water when I go to Wise Guys, because I was looking at the menu and I was like, I'll tip like a couple bucks. I'll only pay $5. And then we funded. I was like, all right, I guess I'll have a Blue Moon. And game was on. Then we went to Beach House and they were doing like a bucket. So I got a bucket for like 20 or something. I'm like, that was all right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. But next week, I think drinks are going to start going down to half price at Beach House, which I'm pretty excited about. If you don't have a drink deal at your open mic, it's trouble. It's trouble.
Well, I'm really excited for you. It's something I've always wanted to try. I am so psyched that we had you on. Folks, we've got 23 hours. Let's say at this point 22. It's about to go over.
My favorite
it is almost 9:00 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, March 19th. If you watch this in the next 23 hours, 22
It just
hours.
went that. It just went to 22 right now too.
I
That's
knew it
hilarious.
was gonna.
You timed it. You
In the
timed
next
it.
22 hours, you can still get this book. And send them shout out to Jeff. Let him know that you heard it on The Art Will Not Be Changing. And if you miss that, getmagicpowder.com. And you can get all this. Guys, this series is so fucking cool. I found out about Jeff before I was even deep into the indie comics game because Magic Powder was already getting its name out there. Mark actually discovered it, Mark in the chat, and showed it to me. And I'm like, what is this shit? This is really good. And Jeff's just been killing it ever since. Hey, Jeff, I am so thrilled to have you on the show today. Ryan says he found it. I'm hoping that he means the Kickstarter, and I don't know what else he might have been looking for while he was listening to the show.
Yeah, he found that inspiration to go do some comedy. I don't know.
And Mark says, because he is my co-host, even from a distance, like, subscribe, ding the fucking bell. Ding it. Yes, and thank you. Do that. Guys, we got another great show next week, and we're going to keep rolling out these shows. And as soon as I can get Jeff back on, I will again. Mark in the chatatelli. That's perfect. The magic powder. Oh,
Yeah,
sounds like Ryan is going after it. Nose candy.
Nice. Yeah, and that's another thing. The first issue of Magic Powder is free to download at getmagicpowder.com. And the first issue of The Elf with No Name is free to download on the Kickstarter campaign if you just want to check out some free issues.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even go through the tiers. Folks, go here. I just put getmagicpowder.com in the chat. Go through the tiers. You can get all the Elf with No Names. You can get all the magic powders. You can get the Public Defender, which is funny as hell. You can get Bolivian Marching Powder. Name that book.
Yeah.
Anybody know the book that Evan is referencing? No one ever catches the references in the chat on this show. It's unbelievable. Jeff, thank you very much. I'm so grateful for you being here tonight. Kick all the fucking ass tonight.
Thanks.
Break every leg that's not your own. Break someone else's. And just bring them on stage and push them off. Folks, I'm Christian Matteo, co-founder of Fugitive Poems. Check out Blood Valkyrie in Vegas. Check out River. If you order in the next 5 minutes, you get a free awesome sticker. Check out Dirty Living from Stephen Betcher and Ryan Santos. It's crazy good. Check out Indie Comics. Indie Comics is where all, people watch Hollywood movies. They're like, yeah, Hollywood's only doing sequels and remakes. That's not happening in Indie Comics. It's all brand new. And it's bad shit because we're not beholden to any rules. Jeff is doing that. Fugitive Poems is doing that. Get on this Kickstarter. Get to fugitivepoems.com and get yourself some wild shit, folks. I'm Christian Matteo. This is The Art Will Not Be Changing. We are Fugitive Poems, and we make comics.